Can a 75-year-old man still swap out a kitchen fixture? We will find out. Hey, I'm Fortney, and I'm forging my way towards the finish line in the fourth quarter of life, posting the videos along the way. Now, today's short video is going to be about swapping out our kitchen fixture. Now, this fixture here, we've had for, 3 or 4 years, and it never lived up to expectations. It was actually kind of an expensive fixture. They do have good customer service, but I've had to replace the diverter a couple times and the spray hose. And now, if that's not bad enough, now it won't stay where we want it. Now, there are kits that can make it stay where we want it, but I'm tired of fiddling around with it. So we decided to replace it with a different style. Now, the style that we bought is one that has the spray right in the swivel here. Now, it's a different concept for us, but it makes this spray nozzle here with the diverter unnecessary. So if it works, we're going to have a much cleaner setup. Now, I'm going to show you under my sink. There's a lot of things under there that, of course, going to have to take out, but it's pretty busy under there. There's a lot of plumbing under there, and the plumbing sticks out from the wall, and I'll show you a better picture in a few minutes when I get the mess cleared out here. All right, we have a fire extinguisher under there, and we're going to check it out to see if it's expired. Let me find out where that expiration date is. Well, the expiration date is 12 years after it's been manufactured. We can't find a manufacturer date here. I don't think we've had this one 12 years, so it's still probably good. The gauge reads full. So we're going to keep it and see what happens if we ever need it, and I hope we never do. Now here's another look under the sink. It's kind of crowded under there. A lot of hoses and some pipes, and the fixture that we're putting in works best if there's a lot of room underneath it. So we're going to have to see how that goes. Even the water supply, copper pipes come out real far away from the wall, and that may or may not be an issue. We're going to have to find out. Okay, so we've all done these kind of things before. We have to turn off these water shutoffs here and here, and that's going to shut the water off to the fixture. Now you want to always make sure you have rags nearby, because there is going to be some water dripping, and you want to make sure that you catch that. And then here's the tools that we're going to use. Here are the tools that we're going to use to detach the current kitchen fixture from the quartz top here and pull the whole thing out through the hole, including the supply lines and the diverter and everything else. Now here's that diverter I told you about earlier. It's kind of hard to see. It's this plastic piece way up in here, and we've had nothing but trouble with that. So we're going to get rid of that, and you eliminate the diverter by having the spray come out of the same nozzle as the normal water flow. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a couple things here. I'm going to close these up, then I'm going to take the diverter off, and I'm going to take the current fixture out. Now we're probably not going to video that, because there might be some cussing and swearing in that, so I don't want that to be in the video. So we'll be back in just a minute. All right, when I turned off the supply valves under the sink, there was still some water leaking through. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go out and turn off the feed to the entire house. That way we won't have to worry about any water leakage. So here we go. And it's under here. You probably won't be able to see it. On the wall there, just past the paint cans. I'm going to crawl under there now and turn it off. Now I got a little bit of water still dripping, but that's the water in the line. After the water stops, which it is now, I'm going to crawl under there and detach the feed lines from the hot and cold water feed that's coming in from the wall. And once that's done, then I'm going to unhook that diverter, pull that out, and then I'm going to crawl under there and detach the nut that's attaching this to the countertop. And it's kind of crowded under there, so you won't get much video of that because it's just too hard to get the camera in there while I'm on there trying to do all this. This is our in-the-house toolkit. I bought it for my wife a couple Christmases ago. It's beautiful pink and just like a pink shirt. Only strong men can wear a pink shirt, and only strong men can use tools out of a pink toolbox. So now we've got the two water supply lines detached. There was some spillage. That's why you always want to have your rags handy to get them up before they degrade the bottom of your cabinet here. And now the next step is going to be to unhook this plastic diffuser in here. It's spring-loaded clips. I got to unhook 3 of them. One of them goes up. This one goes up to the spray nozzle, and these 2 go up to the faucet. So I'm going to pause this now and detach those. All right, when you're in the 4th quarter of life, it's not that easy to get down on your back and crawl underneath there. So I've got this rigged up with a couple of knee pads from the garden for the sharp wood there and a pillow underneath to support the back. We'll have to see how it goes, all right? Okay. The diffuser came off fairly easily. The connections for it are spring-loaded. You just unhook them, and it came off fairly easily, but there was some water leakage. Now I'm going to pull out the spray nozzle here, and hopefully never need another one of these. Never worked too good anyway. Leap vol, Heine. Now the next step is to actually get underneath there and detach the nut that's holding this part of the fixture onto the countertop. You can see how this thing doesn't stay where you put it. Well, now it's behaving itself, but it's too late. So this is, won't be able to video me crawling underneath there and doing that, but that's the next step. Now this tool from the manufacturer slides up under the threads, and you unscrew the nut by using the wrench at the bottom of the tool, and then the whole thing should pull out of there if things go according to plan. All right, the tool made it very easy to get at this nut here. Get that, that comes off first. Then to get at this nut, the tool made it very easy. And so this and this were holding the fixture to the countertop. You can see now how it's kind of sagging here and flopping in the breeze. The next step is I'm going to pull it right out of there, and then we'll see what we got. All right, and it was kind of a tight squeeze getting these 3 out of there, but we've got them out now. And then here comes the last one. All right, now this is now probably never going to be used again, I don't think. So it kind of looks like one of those face huggers on Aliens, but I'm going to set it in the sink here. I'm going to be nice to it just in case the other one doesn't work. All right, here goes. Let's see if we can get it down through the hole. So now next step for me is going to get down underneath and actually attach this to the countertop before I deal with this. Now this black nut here is what holds the fixture to the countertop. There's a couple gaskets here according to the directions. The steel one goes on the black nut and the rubber one on top. Now I'm going to crawl under there and attach the fixture to the countertop. It's not a pretty sight having me crawl under there because, like I say, this would have been a lot easier 50 years ago. But here we go. And you have to stick all your water lines through this hole here. So that might take me a little while. Steel, then rubber. So now I'm going to attempt to get all the water lines through here. Alright, we did manage to get everything through this black nut that we needed to. It wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. So now I'm going to try to reach up there and attach it to the fixture. And then we're going to tighten the whole thing up. And the next step after that will be to attach the supply lines. And I'm going to see if I can get it attached to the countertop. Well, I had mentioned before about how the feed supply lines weren't exactly the way they're supposed to be for the faucet we bought. So I had a bunch of trouble hooking them up. And one of the lines actually got a kink in it, which is not good. So we're going to try putting this ball on now to see if there's enough room, because this weight is what keeps the spray nozzle part of the fixture retracted. It's a gravity thing, it's not a spring thing. So I don't know if there's going to be enough room in there for that to work with all this stuff under here. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to try to hook it up and then see, and then we'll figure out what the next step is. All right, we got the supply lines hooked up. One of the supply lines got a slight kink in it. Now that's not ideal, but the stainless steel wire mesh didn't get ripped, and there's no water pressure issues and no leaks. So everything looks really good so far. The only problem is when you pull this down, there's a weight on the bottom. It hits some of the plumbing underneath. Now I'm going to rig a plastic slide to keep it from hitting the plumbing underneath, and then it should work out really good. Now I have to change these around. This is a 4-hole setup. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the only thing we're going to need here is the soap dispenser. So we're going to try a setup. Where did it all go? We're going to try a setup where this goes here and the soap dispenser comes out of it. Now, don't leave in the comments that that's not right way to do it, because I know that this is supposed to go under the faucet, but we're going to try it here, see if it's worth keeping there, if we just have to plug the holes up. We're using this hole here for the fixture itself is because we wanted it to be as close to both sides of the sinks as possible, because if we use this one, we could use this, but then it would be too far into this one side. So whether or not this is going to look good with the soap dispenser, we're going to have to see. If it doesn't, we have a plug. But I know it's not supposed to go there, so don't leave in the comments. All right, there's the 3 holes that we want to cover up. Now we're going to have the soap coming out of this one, sitting on here, if it'll tighten up enough. And then we'll have to see if we like that or not. So we're going to try that now and see what happens. Well, we decided to go with a more traditional setup for the soap dispenser. 2 plugs and the soap dispenser in the middle. It's symmetrical, and the other idea we had just wasn't tight enough. So there's the finished product. Now this goes down and comes back up like it's supposed to. But I did have to put a guide underneath there, that piece of wood. There it is, that piece of wood that the ball is resting on. Some insulation so it's not noisy. And that way it misses the pipe it was hanging up on, and it works good. So we're going to call this whole thing a qualified success. Well, that's how I spent a big chunk of my Saturday afternoon, swapping out the fixtures on the sink. It wasn't that easy in the 4th quarter of life, but we got it done. I had to do a little fabrication and a little tweaking here and there, but it works just fine. I'm glad I didn't have the audio on it all the time, because there was some words said that I wouldn't want to be recorded. So thanks for stopping by. Please check out some of the other videos on the channel. If you like this video, give it a like. push it out to somebody that might need encouragement when working on their kitchen sink. And until next time, this is Fortney in the Forest saying check back, let's interact, and always remember, God has your back.